And RFK Jr. addressed why he decided to suspend his campaign and endorse former President Trump during an exclusive Fox News Sunday interview. Listen.
It became clear to me that I did not have a path to victory. 16 months of censorship, of not being able to get on any network really except for Fox. I had 2 appearances in 16 months. So I was blocked out from the networks. I was blocked out from the debate. I had no path to victory.
Joe Concha is a Fox News contributor, and he joins us now. Sorry, Ashley, I'm just so excited to talk to Joe. I got to get right to it.
Both of us are.
Hey, Joe, so Democrats from the start didn't want RFK Jr. in that race, multiple DNC lawsuits to push him out, but I doubt they thought they were going to get this. What do you make of it?
Well, RFK Jr., Griff, Ashley, 110% correct regarding censorship around his campaign. And that was led by many in our media, as RFK Jr. pointed out yesterday, and his former party itself, right? I mean, when he first launched his campaign, you could find him on CNN, MSNBC, CBS, NBC, ABC. But then those interviews mostly went away as he climbed to nearly 20% support in the polls. Instead, we saw those paid to give political analysis portray him as a kook, as someone who should not be taken seriously. And then the hit pieces came from the likes of the New York Times and the Washington Post because he was a threat to Joe Biden, the party nominee at the time. And now that Kennedy has come out and endorsed Donald Trump, those attacks on his character, on his worldview, are on steroids. Meanwhile, the Democratic Party fought tooth and nail to keep him off of every state ballot in the country. The party made sure that Joe Biden would not debate him during the primary process, which was not a process at all. And it was fixed to make sure that the sitting president was as protected and exposed the least amount as possible. And it's the Democratic Party, and I'll leave it here. If they lose 71 days from now, they only have themselves to blame if Kennedy makes the difference in key swing states that could be decided like they were in 2016 and 2020 by fractions of percentage points. So that's where we are at this point. Kennedy has endorsed a Republican. What a world and what a time to be in this business at this point, Ashley.
Never thought I would see that happen. From RFK Jr. to Kamala Harris's campaign. Now, she's saying she's going to do an interview before the end of the month. I know, shocking, but listen to this.
The vice president has said that she is going to sit down for an interview before the end of this month, and that is going to happen. The vice president has been out communicating with voters. She's done 80-plus interviews this year already as vice president. I think that the vice president owes responses to the American people. We're not going to be worried about explaining anything to Donald Trump or people. The vice president is going to talk to the American people about what her positions are.
I mean, Joe, we would love to know what the position is that she's taking. I mean, come on. She's just getting off scot-free with this.
This is so, what's the word I'm looking for here? Pathetic.
Yeah.
That the Democratic nominee and her handlers are so petrified of doing even the friendliest interviews where you know the majority of the questions are going to be about Donald Trump anyway, to the tune of Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. But how much of a threat? They can't put her out there in any way, shape, or form outside of a teleprompter. I'll leave it here. It bears repeating. She is the Ron Burgundy of presidential candidates. Whatever you put in teleprompter, Kamala will read. And to speak outside of that teleprompter, she is a human Chernobyl, because she has zero ability to speak extemporaneously without going into a 1,000-island word salad in an incoherent, completely you can't understand her mode. They know it. We know it. It's not about explaining things to Donald Trump, by the way. It's about explaining things to voters in a way where you're speaking on behalf of yourself and not what's written for you. Have a good Monday, guys.
She's running from the passage of time, Joe.
Yeah, she's the sitting vice president, and she's the candidate for change. So how do you have it both ways? I'm not so sure. All right, Joe Concha, thank you for getting us started on Monday.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.